didn't even start yet. Okay. I was talking and there was nobody there. Hey, what's up? Good morning, everybody. How are you? Yeah. So good morning. Evening, sorry, good morning. It's always morning. Here, very hot. Heat, but not as bad as Western Europe, obviously. Hopefully that heat dome don't head east or north. Sun Prism, special fried chicken. Made it from the USA. Arsenal fan, without greeting you again. I greeted you, but I just forgot to turn the stream on. We had heat, lightning. Oh, we have warning for thunderstorms today. It's not that bad yet, but it will be hot. Usually gets hot here between 3 and 6. Or an afternoon heat. So, yeah, I got challenges right away. Let's go. 5 plus 3. Official Tiger Troll. Gabble Troll Mops. I was just thinking about you. Hadn't been here for a little while. Thinking about players who haven't been here for a little while since we're short supply. Alright, Sun Prism. We're warming up with Sun Prism. Oh, alright, let's play Knight F3. My go-to tournament move. Especially when I don't know what people play. We're going with the go-to tournament repertoire. Top of the day to you. I don't normally play this too much because Nefedov hates me. Nefedov would always play this line, but he's been exposed as a Russian operative, so he doesn't come anymore. Alright, knight takes d4. I played d4 early. You know, you don't have to take on d4. You can play... Actually, you can play bishop g7. If you want to play King's Indian rather than English. Hans Solo. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Everything's morning. You know, I was eating breakfast at the poker club at 2 o'clock the other day, and this dude was like, "Oh, that's breakfast." Yeah, I wake up at like 12 o'clock every day. So breakfast is at 2. It's normal. I don't like mornings. Last year I just said that's it. You know, I just decided I'm not gonna do mornings anymore. This never happened before in this move order. Wow, what a proactive approach. You're threatening me. Why are you threatening me? Why do you threaten me? Maybe I shouldn't trade right away. Anyway, whatever. Enjoy your hanging pawns. Hanging pawn syndrome. I wasn't going to let him play d5. If I give him a second chance... Actually, you know what? Why play d6? Why not just play d5? If you're willing to play d6. Riddle me this, Batman. If you're willing to play d6, you could also consider d5, no? Not saying it's better, necessarily, but something about... Alright. Anyway, no thinking. Thinking is not allowed. Sorry. I... disturbed by the confidence of Black. I don't think he has confidence. I think he just does random shit and hope it works out. You know, don't mistake his ignorance for confidence. No, this is doing random shit and hoping it works. You know, it's not confidence. That's a completely other thing. No. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah. No. He doesn't have confidence. He just plays fast and makes moves and hopes it works. It's all about perception. And we often jump to conclusions, like Arsenal just did, that his opponent has confidence. Could be just a matter of wording it, but I think it's an interesting point, you know. If we mistake our opponent's ignorance for confidence, that's going to affect us. We're going to be maybe less confident as a result. If we think our opponent is confident, Arthur Biscayr used to say, if you blunder, you know you're losing, never let your opponent know. You know, really, it's important not to let your opponent know you know that I know that you know that I know that I'm losing. Because if they sense it, if they smell blood in the water, they're going to gain confidence. It's very important that you don't let them know that you're losing. Seriously. I'm not sure which way I should capture there. Maybe I should just take with a knight and castle kingside. The psychology, I love the psychological aspect of competition. The psychological aspects. I love analyzing the psychological aspects of competing. So this is a controversial move by me, but I have a plan. Controversial. Can you imagine? I blocked my own bishop. Why would you do that, Sludgy? Are you crazy? Look at that. Ta-da! Le Monster. Le Monster pawn, and it can't be destroyed. Paris Saint-Germain. I haven't been outside yet today, but I'm afraid of all the tourists. Especially the Arsenal fans. The French tourists are way more polite in general. I like them better. When they're like at the restaurant outside, or they're always more polite, you know. Not all of the English football fans are animals, but just most of them. Alright. Although the French can be snobby and rude in a different way, you know. They cut in line in the airport, for example. They love to do that. That's a different thing. Alright. What am I going to do? Just kidding around. Here? Why am I stressing about this position with the crushing structure? So they like a drink. That's because PSG fans say this. Well, yeah, no, I don't know. I'm speaking about like when... No, I mean, I don't know anything about PSG fans. I'm just talking about when we had like the World Cup or whatever. Or the Euro, I mean, was here. When the Euro was here and the French fans were here. But that's different. You know, agree. That's different. It's not a national competition. It's not the French team. It's the PSG. Yeah, I just talk a lot of shit out of my butt, and I don't really know what I'm talking about. Except sometimes when it comes to chess, I know a little bit of what I'm talking about. Alright, it's true. This is a club tournament, not the Euro or something like that, which we had before. But I appreciated those polite French fans, by the way. Ooh, there could be hell to pay. A bad plan is better than no plan at all. There's one of the most overrated quotes of all time, right? Who made that up? That's the stupidest thing ever. Can we do a little research and find out who made that quote up? Notice that it's never attributed to anyone. People just always re-say, a bad plan is better than no plan at all. I think by definition that's untrue. Because at least with no plan at all, you might get lucky, you know, and do something right. But with the bad plan, you're definitely in a bad situation. Suffering fan base. Alright, so tomorrow night's the game. Poker's on. I'm just scared, man. They're gonna mug me when I come home at 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm gonna be attacked by drunk football fans. Generally speaking, I'm a pretty big guy. People don't tend to like molest me. But that doesn't always guarantee your safety. Especially with drunk idiots. Alright. Rook. I had this huge friend who got mugged on the way to my house once. when I lived in near the Orange Line in Boston. He was, he's really big. I was like, wow, you got mugged? Are you serious? They picked you? Yeah. MK Ultra. Chelsea fans. They're pretty soft. Good. Good to hear. Alright, so Romanian Galati, they took a drone hit to an apartment block. That's good. In the news today. That'll go both ways politically. Oh, it's your fault. You're supporting NATO. It's a no-win situation. No, it's your fault. All right. I'm just still trying to wake up. I like to do current events, as you guys know. We always like to do current events here. See, Sun Prism is confident in his bad position. He's confident about this bad position. I am not confident in his bad position. What's up, guys? What else? Get me some new topic of conversation. Future Master KO. When you have bad plans, you get destroyed. At least you're gonna learn something. Well, I'm not sure that's guaranteed. See, a lot of people, they just don't learn. You know, they by definition, they never learn. They just keep repeating the same bad plans over and over again. You might, but you might not. There is no guarantee you're gonna learn from it. Not everyone learns or is capable of learning. Remember. Stupid is gonna stupid. Why can't I do that? Weird enough. No. So what am I doing? Like this? This is weird. That's a weird move. Maybe I'll just tuck my thing back here. Hello? Remember, he's tricky. He's very good with the increment. He'll never lose on time. Wow. Surprise! He's got that all taken care of. No way. Boom. Rook takes c7. Alright. He was tortured in that game. That was good. We liked that game. I made it an accuracy. Keep it simple, stupid. But I was worse. Move 7 is a mistake. Oh my god. So this is interesting, though. You know? My move is a mistake. This is a mistake here, very strangely, because I've had this position a number of times. Bishop g7, bishop g2, and then a6. Actually, I take it back. So it's usually bishop g7, bishop g2, castle, castle a6, and then c5 is good. But let's see. If you do it one move earlier where neither side is castled, what about here? It's good here too. That's strange that nobody played it there. I tried to do it like really early. So wow, we haven't even played this yet. Yeah. So c5 just, I don't have enough development. I need at least my bishop on this diagonal already to justify that. Okay, that's interesting. Arsenal fan? Take me out to the ball game. d5 was best, as you espoused. Vocabulary trainer with Arsenal fan. Duolingo. Can the British study English as a second language? I speak American. I study American. Alright. You speak English. I speak American. American. Espoused. God. One almost suspects that Arsenal has secondary education. Alright. Arsenal comes off as such a regular guy, but at the same time, he's whipping out these like fancy words, showing his intellectual sort of flexibility. My guy has the vocabulary of an American teen. My guy. My guy. My guy. Oh, what am I doing? Americans. Well, I woke up almost in the morning today. Actually, technically pre-noon. Always tired when I wake up, even no matter how well I sleep. Getting old, I guess. H5. Oh my god. You guys never had Captain Caveman in the UK, but that was a popular cartoon when I was a kid. Alright, H5, Captain Caveman. Alright, while H5 is usual in lines where you're trying to restrain, like G4, alright, I'm thinking too much. Blitz, alright, Blitz. This is Blitz. Now you've played that move. Should I change my normal plan here since you've played H5? Maybe. We adapt. Counterintuitive. There's a fancy word. Ma, what big G5 square you have, Grandma? My position is designed to play like knight d5. Thinking too much. All play and no fun. Makes Jack a dull boy. What do I do here, Nick? Okay. We're just gonna castle. Play principally. You can do h4. I don't think that's a good move, but it could be. Many possibilities here. Arsenal, you didn't manage to play bishop g4 today. My guy. Yeah, come on, guys. Fill up the chat with talk. At least make it look like there's some people here. What if d5? Yeah, that's a good question. Look, it's the Sicilian. My king is castled. His king is in the center of the board. Do the math. I ask you. It's not hard to envision a knight takes e5 happening if that e-file opens up with his king on e8. But that's just one aspect. I also have knight g5. I mean, knight g5 probably like kills d5 where it stands, you know, so to speak. You are a caveman. I always castle queenside in the Nightorf. That throws them off. Bishop c4. I like this position. Yeah. The American West. American. Wow, he did that. Good for you. Are you threatening me? Now I can play d5. My dad used to have this expression, you don't trust something as far as you can throw it. I never quite understood that. Has anybody else heard that? I guess you use it for people. Like, I don't trust him. I guess the point is you'll use it for people. You can't, like, throw a person. They're, like, really heavy, and you can maybe throw them a couple feet at most. I don't trust that as far as I can throw it. Queenside castling is kind of like that. I don't trust that as far as I can throw it. Weird old dad expression from the, like, 60s. You use it for people, I suppose. People, places, and things. Yeah, that's nice. I don't have to react to that. There is g4. Knight takes g4. I mean, g4 ain't bad. Come to think of it, let's just shut it down. Now I'm going to go here. I have knight a4. Fuck. Pardon my French. That's a really scary move. For him, no? It's the same principle. But I'm afraid on knight a4, king b8. Nothing special happens. Normally castling in the queen side, Normally casting in the queen side is not often done in the Najdorf because of fill in the blank. You have no c pawn, and your a pawn is moved up to a6. So king safety there. That's all you got. Not a lot of variations where one is castling queenside in the Najdorf. Even in the classical Sicilian, it's rare, but it does sometimes happen. Arsenal is lost. He is toast. The light squares. There was something with taking on d5. He could have tried to take on d5. Oh no. Definitely trading queens. Oh no. That's why casting queenside in the Najdorf not a good idea. Alright, so how bad was his position before he castled queenside? This game is already analyzed. Damn. He's -1 before casting queenside. But casting queenside is like -2. I cheated. 6 cent upon loss. So h5 isn't played, right? But it's playable. It's playable. You could turn it into a dragon next move if you wanted to with g6. It can't be that bad. Of course, Ilincic played it. Ilincic played it against this guy. Oh, the guy I played from. He's from some Central American country. Su, is a weird name. Suhor. I drew. Ilincic plays h5 at the drop of a hat. Yeah, he played it twice. He just plays h5 against everything. h3. I'm playing like Timofeyev. And now e5. And now my move is interesting. Knight f3, novelty. Alright. Because I thought, well, these squares, and they play an important role in the upcoming part of the game. So, good old fried chicken. What happened to... I feel like we had another challenge. Oh, yeah, Gabel Romops left. He was disappointed in me. Don't mention the war. You're the only person who isn't a genius. Your Arsenal fans like sense of self-worth is like more variance than mine. Higher variance. All right. God, I hate the French defense. You know? Boom! Oh, yeah, that's why I played that move. Oh, yeah. Scandinavian. Oh. That's an odd choice. Your knight's unable to go to c6. Good old fried chicken. You know what's weird? There was this commercial on my streaming show the other day for barbecued turkey. Not barbecue turkey. What was it? Fried turkey. Fried turkey. Is that really for real? Fried turkey? Is that like a standard thing? Fried turkey, a backyard tradition. I don't know, it seemed a bit odd to me, but I'm just a traditionalist. Not easy to fry a fucking turkey, dude. You're gonna need... I'm not sure how that works. You need like an industrial fryer or something. Fried turkey for Thanksgiving. That's a small turkey or an industrial fryer? Arsenal might know. He likes cooking. American style. Knight d7. You cut it before frying. I never thought of that. I'm a holistic turkey kind of guy. I'm very holistic when it comes to turkey. I told you guys when I was the social chairman of my college fraternity. This is a very old story, but I've told it before on the stream. When I was social chairman of our college fraternity, I had the honor of having to like organize like Thanksgiving dinner for like 20 dudes at the frat house, and I had an incident with the turkey. I dropped the turkey. We had like 2 turkeys, I forget, but I dropped one of the turkeys on the floor. And I got caught, like, I got busted, like, trying to hide it. It tastes, no one will ever know the difference. Because, you know, the kitchen floor of your average fraternity house is spotless. You know, very clean. Indeed. Known for their cleanliness. Yeah. So I have a lot of experience cooking turkeys. That sucked. Having to do that. Not the glorified aspect of the job, like a sorority mixer. Yeah, the turkey incident. Got busted. Look, I was playing this way against the Scandinavian in general. Actually, Arsenal, have you ever, for example, you're not really big into fianchettoing, but with white, but I kind of like this way of playing against the Scandinavian just in general, you know? You just don't do d4 and fianchetto. Just 4 g3. Knight c3, queen wherever, g3. Masters are going to equalize. Even then, your position is totally okay. But the weaker players are totally clueless. They don't know what to do. Wait, John Bartholomew didn't show me this in the video. There's no... I don't know what I'm doing. Just play like a King's Indian attack against the Scandinavian. Well, no, it's very good against Queen D6. Especially in those... Well, that's like a main line against Queen D6. Although there, I think you do D4 anyway. But this is like without D4. I have 2 bishops. What happened to your Archbishop? Parker Brothers says bishops and knights are worth 3 pawns. This is kind of a risky move by me, but why not? Actually, maybe knight b5, but he has 98. Black's so passive here. Oh, I don't think it's gonna save you. Hello? Hello? Yeah. Okay, fair enough. How do you defend that pawn? Just... two bishops. Like a sushi chef. Sushi. Grilled panda. Were pandas ever eaten for their meat? I wonder. Delicious. I had cereal for breakfast today. I really need to start eating some kind of little bit more nutritious breakfast. Why aren't pandas good in complex positions? Oh no, he hung his rook. You're like this guy at poker who was telling me stupid dad jokes. He likes to practice his English with stupid dad jokes. Something about LBQ lesbians and barbecue. I was like, what are you talking about? What is a barbecued lesbian? What do you call a barbecued lesbian? I don't know. What are you talking about? Alright. They get bamboozled. Ah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good, Arsenal fan. You are smart. Alright, rematch? No rematch. Sorry, no rematch. Just kidding. Pichu. Guys, don't forget to subscribe. No one gifted... I asked everyone to gift a gift sub to Pichu yesterday, but no one did. Sadly, economics are not favorable right now for the stream. Well, for anyone. But I do need you guys to subscribe. If it's possible, please subscribe. You can subscribe to Amazon Prime. It's like half price if you have Amazon Prime. Like Captain Zebra. So what are we playing? Play Nimzovich. Pichu is Hungarian. My fellow Hungarian resident. I should get my Hungarian citizenship, seriously. I mean, why not at this point? I've been here like 20 years. It would be better to have dual citizenship. Anyway. And now I can even kind of speak Hungarian fairly well. Finally. In the beginning I was like, you know, frustrated, but I'm better now. Then I'll have an EU citizenship. Alright. So this is the main line. You're good at everything except chess. You play like I did. What is White's best move there? I think I know. I think I also played h3 when encountering this I like to play the classical Pirits with white. This is a Pirits now. It's like a Pirits Nimzovich hybrid, but I guess technically it's a classical Pirits. Pirits is a more legitimate, more popular opening than the Nimzovich. That move takes us into less well-charted territory. And I had a student here who always liked to play these types of positions with bishop d7, but I don't mind if you double my pawns. It's not like I care, you know? I remember now, there was a master from Ketchkamet who used to play this with black. Sharoshi. He beat one of my teammates one time. Yeah, but I just don't, I don't really do bishop d7 in these types of structures. I don't care if you take my knight. You know, it's not like my king's over there, and I haven't played e5. These double pawns don't bother me. In fact, I'll even encourage him to take. Right. This is like the same as Sharoshi against, who was it? Like 5 years ago in the Hungarian Team Championship, we played Ketchkamet, and Sharoshi had a game with one of my teammates. I just don't remember who it was. Alright, so here, I mean, I think what white is doing is okay. It's also very principled. We can play c5. I looked at this with one of my students. You can play knight d7 and c5. That's... I don't know how to describe these. These double pawns aren't bad double pawns. They're like good double pawns. Effectively. Sometimes white will drop like a piece in here. You'd see like queen d3, queen c4, maybe trying to... But it's so easy to defend b6. I mean, another plan that's common is sometimes the queen coming over to b8. Black has a massive pawn island that's quite strong. You know, obviously it's a totally different thing in the Royal Paz or something where I've played e5. Then these double pawns are different and more problematic for black. Like in a Steinitz Roy, where I have more flexibility with the pawns. And he has to be careful about the white squares, because like long term, this could kill him. You know, if things open up, if I get in c5 and my bishop goes to b7, shoot, bye-bye. I have a bishop, you don't, you know. So this bishop looks terrible, but it has incredible potential. I guess you could say it's the same thing in the Rossalimo a lot of times. Depends on how many weakening moves white makes with their pawns. Now rook b8, rook b1, I guess. He has this. If I undermine his center fast enough. Okay, rook e8. Rook e8 is possible. Should I play h6? It's more weaknesses. Queen e8, like Goofeld. Queen e8, e5. He has e5. I could play f6 too. I can afford... That's like a Rossalimo. I could afford to play that move effectively. Although, I have to be careful how I follow that up. If he plays e5, I play f6. Also interesting. c5, e5, c takes d4, e takes d6. That is annoying. So that's his idea, more or less. But h6, bishop h4, c5. c5 maybe not such a big threat. I'm going to do this. This looks weird, but I have an idea. Maybe it's not very good. Yeah, okay. There's a sponge-like consistency to black's pawn structure. Spongy. Oh no, you did that? You're not allowed to do that. That's unheard of. That wasn't even seriously considered. Wow. That is cool. All right. You know what? I have very interesting ideas here. Two bishops versus two knights. Again, the sponge. Think sponge. Think like a sponge. Be the sponge. Be a sponge. If I ever get in c5, you're a dead man. Not necessarily, but very likely this is going to kill you. Chop, chop. Chop, chop. I like this. I like this. I like me. He's staying alive. For the moment. Wait. Wait, wait, wait. I guess I could have done better there. Like what? Rook f6? Rook f6 may have been better. Sees everything. Chop, chop. Choppy, chop, chop. Nice structure you've got there. It's probably a draw. I do like your pawn structure. I have to say, I really like your pawn structure. Mine too, right? Who am I criticizing? Mine looks bad too. You got out of this. You got out of this. I missed something. You swindled me. I missed something here. I missed the key move somewhere, and I don't know where it was. Well, this is pretty annoying, dude. You're being very annoying. Dude, he has a very good score against me. Look at that. He has 11, 2-1. It's quite a good score. Just keeps going like the Energizer Bunny. Should I really go up with my king? What? I have a passer now. That's a losing attempt. I have a protected pass pawn, you don't. That's a good losing attempt. Seriously. Wow. Yeah, so he's gonna win with computer-like accuracy. This is so weird. Bro. Yeah, okay, dude. You won with computer-like accuracy in the end game. Wow. It probably was a draw, but he has like GM-like technique. One point, 2 points it was drawn. Hello, are you up? Upstairs, chess. Well, I mean, I was totally equal. You know, he won an equal position. I blundered, you know. It's ridiculous for me to lose. I mean, he's worse after the opening. But I didn't expect him to play like Gadakamsky in the endgame. Nobody his rating has that kind of technique in rooking games. Normally. People who are like 2200 FIDE lose drawn rooking games against me. They don't beat me in drawn rooking games. And he's not even that high rated. In classical, they lose drawn rooking games. This guy beats me in a drawn-in game. He's lower rated than the guys who lose drawn-in games in classical speed. He does it in a blitz game. Everyone has a strength. I'm not so sure, Fan. You have like, what is your superpower? Odor? Just projecting. You're too serious now. Alright. Yeah, everyone has a strength. Or not. True, but bro, if I had $1 for all of my like club teammates that have lost team championships because of they just inherently suck at end games, all the players I know from my teams over the last like 20 years, if I've seen one thing consistently, it's lack of end game technique. And we're talking players between 1800 and 2300. And they are awful, dude. They are bad. And they just consistently, like, blow in games. I do too. But, I mean, they're way worse than me. I look like Smyslov compared to the other teammates. The average players in that rating level between 1800 and 2300 are terrible, you know, across the board at end games. It's rare that you see someone. Yeah, okay, fatigue plays, especially with older players, fatigue plays a role. That's, you know what, that's your superpower, finding a contradiction, finding contradictions. Alright. You ever get, you should have been a barrister. Do you call them barristers? Sam Collins is a barrister. Is that just an Irish thing? You call them barristers? Solicitors in the UK. Liars. My dad used to swear by that theory. He never met a good lawyer. But I've met a couple. One or two good people who were lawyers. It's very rare. There are a few. But I think, like, naturally, good people don't go into that profession. So it's hard to find a really good person who's a lawyer. Harder than some other. But I would take a lawyer over a landscaper any day. Alright. They're just degens, the landscapers. Good people. Yeah, I mean, look at the moral fiber of our leaders of today, setting examples. Hello, what's up? Hello, what's up needs to start from the ground floor and build a fundamental game. He's too loose. His play is too loose. Too loose aggressive. Okay, guys, welcome to the stream. Don't forget to donate. We're killing it with donations for the summer tournament fund. Did I tell you guys? It's for next summer, okay? There's like a Rigo Memorial in Balaton, probably in June. I should have maybe considered playing in that. There's an open, which is weak, but I could probably avoid playing any good players and maybe gain a few rating points. Should have considered it, but I figured it would just cost me more money than I would earn from even like winning the thing if I won this like week open. I probably have to spend more on my expenses than wait a second here. I really ought to just play bishop g7 and allow discoveries. KG, Arsenal fan with 500 bits. Oh no. Bogachog. Bogachog's down to 310 health points after that. Thank you, Arsenal fan. Bit donation of 500 from Arsenal fan. I don't know why I didn't have like a notification sound. Is my sound turned down? No. That was weird. Maybe I turned off my audio? Is my audio muted? Weird. Say something. Arsenal fan gifting tier 1 sub to the community. To downstairs. My friend Ernie, this guy from Harvard Square, he's actually from Detroit. He was an amateur player. He used to say downtown. Take it downtown. But downstairs is a different story. That has a kind of sexual connotation. Upstairs chess is like in the mind. Upstairs. He has it upstairs. All those... Now, Arsenal fan, after all those bar fights, you know... The drunken bar fights. Forrest Gump's mom. Yeah, that's funny. I just spaced on Forrest Gump's mom. I do not remember. Like, most people watch Forrest Gump like 10 times. I think I watched it like once. And now I've spaced on it. It rings a bell, but I don't remember the character. Hello, what's up? Don't start downstairs. Start on the ground floor. Build your chess game fundamentally. Nothing crazy, no gambiting pawns. You should play solid chess, accumulating advantages step by step. That's the way I would want to approach this. Your rating level is very low to be playing such sharp stuff like you played in this game. This open Sicilian with very sharp bishop e3. I wouldn't want to touch this if I wasn't at least like 1800. You need to have very, very advanced kind of tactical skills to play such open positions, I think. But, you know, okay. You can learn by trial and error. But, you know, I'm not saying, okay, everybody should play the London system. But at the beginner level, it does make some sense, to be fair. Something simple to start off with. Once you master that, play sharper. Saji recommends London system. Whoa, we got a hype train. Thank you, Arsenal fan. Nobody donated for a long time. And it's a Friday, you know. Alright. Friday we don't usually get a lot of donations or anything. Sundays have been bad lately, though. I used to get a lot of donations. Trump destroyed the economy. Gold is down. Bitcoin's down. Markets are down. Every day there's another war announcement. It's like the economy is like in a perpetual downturn. Arsenal fan donating 1 gift sub makes a huge difference. We got Redusa. Hello, what's up, Arsenal? We didn't play today yet? Am I crazy? We didn't play yet? You wait for Redusa? We did play. Yeah, okay. So you're on game 2. Alright, well, anyway, I started early. I started on time today. Uncharacteristically. Ardusa. Yeah, lately the dementia's been really bad with me, so I should try to play more Knight F3 for sure. Redusa, in my opinion, is a very strong tactical player. He has to be handled. He has to be handled in a totally strategic manner, optimally. Now, he was playing the King's Indian. So with Knight F3, it was like he was trying to play the Slav. Well, he was trying to play the Caro-Kann. Aha. Oh no. See? Bullet chess dumbs down your brain. You stop thinking and just move. Bullet is bad. It's bad for your game. Has very little upside. Better to sit around like doing Puzzle Rush or something than playing Bullet. I mean, can I ask a narcissistic question? Am I worse now? That's not narcissistic. I don't think. But anyway, that's not the point. You like you. You're concerned about you. But that's why we're here, to get better at chess. You and me and everybody. Alright. I don't think so. I don't think you're worse. When you're focused. But you're not always focused. What I see are maybe like more than one Arsenal fans. Some days are better than others. No. You've definitely gotten stronger. But there's a variance in, and then like again everybody's like this, but maybe you're not working as hard on improving as you did. Just playing. You play a lot, Arsenal. I know you do, and that's your number one way of improving. But maybe you need to take a more academic approach to improvement. I'm not saying memorizing openings, you know. Reading more books about strategy. Don't have to memorize openings or focus on chessable or memorizing theory. Read. Go over games, dude. Get a book of Petrosian's games and study the games. Pick out games and play them over the chessboard or on the screen. It doesn't have to be like a grinding, studying, you know, Uva's middle game book or something. Whatever you like, you know, but study master games. And you can derive ideas from that. I think if you want to get better, that's always been the best. Fuck. Right. I almost lost a piece. It's a miracle I didn't, dude. He's playing for cheapos. This isn't insane. It's insane. Miracle I don't lose a piece here. As I said, this guy is all tactics, but he doesn't, you know, doesn't work on his game. Not in a proper way. I'm lucky I survived. Reduces strikes me as a player who who only does like tactics puzzles all the time and plays Blitz. No academic approach to the game. Possibly opening study. Just like most kids, but that was incredible. I walked right into that. And knight takes e3 even. You know, Arsenal, right? You appreciate analyzing the game. You appreciate it, and a lot of people don't. And you can use that to your advantage. You have the patience. You have patience. You know, you're not like, you don't have, I don't think you have ADD or something. I mean, you have patience. You have the ability to, some people don't. So, it's not, you know, and you're old enough that you're not addicted to like, social media and short form videos yet, at least not completely. So you still have the capacity to learn, essentially, in a proper way. I think that's an advantage to be from your generation versus someone who's like 18 now. Like, they're handicapped by the stupid TikTok world we live in. You still remember what it's like to read a book. Wow. That move is really weird. I had 3 draws in a row with Redusa. What's up with that move though? F5. What a move. Why? Why would you play F5? Are you concerned I'm going to play E4? Because E4 for me, it's not that great. I mean, I have a center that can be easily attacked here. Man, I'm so lucky I didn't lose this game directly with knight g4 and only lost the pawn. And the guy didn't lose a pawn because he's like tactically bad. He lost it because he didn't even think before he like pre-moved. He's definitely TikTok generation. That's my boy on d6. I like that rook on d6. Bright where it is. You stay there. Luckily I started on time today, guys, so I can hang out with you for longer. I don't know. Does it help if I put my glasses on? These are not real glasses. For 3 years I was supposed to get glasses. I just have this like drugstore glasses. I look fucking stupid. Alright. Does it help? Maybe a little bit, but you have to get used to it. I see the board a little bit better. Desperately seeking Susan. This is an attacking move. You're attacking me. Why are you attacking me? How dare you attack me? My rook's on the 7th rank. He's attacking me on the queen side with a5. Oh my god, this is so weird. What do I do? It's absolutely unbelievable. I do not know what to do. But I feel like rook c6 was like, his rooks are so strange. It's like a semi-fail. I'm gonna lose on time. This is crazy. I pointed out how strangely, stupidly placed his rook is on d6, and then what do? I let him exchange it. That seems dumb. Aha. Joined 1 year ago. No, his position is fine. He has a better king. His structure is in 2 islands, mine's in 3. He's fine. But my king was never safe. I mean, I've probably been slightly worse since quite a while ago. You can almost predict his moves. His basic premise is to like win on time all the time. He focuses way too much on that aspect of the game. Like, it's his main thing. Winning on time. This is a draw. But I actually got outplayed for the last like 20 moves. See, he gave me pawn odds and then outplayed me. From step 1. H5. Weird move. What? What? So what happened here? Dude, he was better, I feel. But the computer thinks this advantage was so small it was like point 2, point 0.5 best. Wow. So he plays this move queen d6, setting up the cheapo with his knight g4, and I completely missed it. Damn. And now black's just better. g3, lucky I have that. He finds this in-between move, so he's slightly better because my king is exposed. But objectively, this is a draw. And then for a long time, I thought that black was just equal or even tiny bit better. But he does stuff that, like, I think is really strange, like h5. Like, normal player here plays e5, and they have, like, no losing chances. Okay, h5 wasn't so bad, apparently. But I mean, it's not good, is it, to play h5? Anyway, sometimes he's too aggressive. Hikaru said all you need to become a master is be real great at tactics. Have a basic opening rep. Speaking for himself. That's one way. But I think that Hikaru is forgetting to mention that you need, like, at least a decent understanding of strategy. You know, there's this park hustler style of quote unquote master. You know, where they're masters in Blitz, but not really. You take them to a tournament and they're like 1900. I saw a lot of guys like that. So, you can listen to Hikaru on that with a grain of salt, you know. In a way, he's right, but he's kind of leaving out a little bit of the truth. You can't be completely clueless strategically. If you're so clueless strategically, you're like a park hustler, like a weak park hustler who's just good at tactics. You're not going to get beyond like 1900 over the board, because you're going to make like terrible strategic mistakes, and those 2100s, it's not going to matter how good you are tactically, they're going to outplay you positionally. So while there's a lot of truth in what he's saying, it's like he's exaggerating a little bit, forgetting to mention that you have to be like 2000 at least strategically. If you're really, really good tactically, yeah, then you only need to be like decent in a strategic sense, not like very strong. But it's easy to kind of omit. But if we're talking about Blitz, yeah, of course. But Blitz isn't real chess. So I'm playing the Najdorf. You know, you're not really supposed to be able to play the Velimirovich against the Najdorf. Velimirovich is to be played against the against the classical, or so it's a little different. Should I take the time to play h6, weaken my king side? No. Why? So anyway, to be Arsenal fan about it, the Malaysian chess champion with sheer tactics. Again, you're probably, omitting the fact that the guy is like 2000 in terms of strategic understanding. And Hikaru will be the first to admit that, like, you need good endgames. Especially in Blitz, you need to have good endgame technique. Even the park hustlers have usually like pretty good endgame technique. So Hikaru's argument is that, like, you do tactics, a million tactics a day, get really good at that, you're automatically a master. It's not quite true, but yeah, it's close. You can get close. But I also think that you'll learn bad habits. and that's the thing that not going to be discussed at all. There's so many players who are like that, like kids, who are really good tactically. They get to close to 2200 and then they like quit chess or just kind of give up because they can't improve past a certain point. The tactics will only get you so far. So, if you want to be 2200 and never go beyond that, yeah, probably. But it's probably better to have a more holistic approach to the game. Depends on what you want from it. So F4, wow. The hell is going on here? Never castle queenside in the Najdorf, right? Arsenal went for F4. I didn't anticipate this. Probably not a bad plan. What do I do? Alright. I don't see what to do here. Well, alright. You're going to play what? Bishop E3, F5. I have B4. Oh, okay. B4. I could have played B4 last move, but that doesn't make sense. Not particularly. You know, if you just do tactics, you get stuck at a certain point, and then you've learned a lot of bad habits that are going to be hard to like unlearn. Better to study chess properly in a balanced way, where you learn strategy, endgame, tactics, openings, everything. You know, you study all aspects of the game. But Hikaru speaks from experience because he was very good tactically. Never had a particularly great strategic understanding till later. I don't think that he learned chess the best way himself, or I don't think he had the best teacher. But he overcame that, you know, which is really impressive. So I never thought he would overcome that. I never thought he would be a GM necessarily, but okay, becoming a grandmaster isn't that big a deal for a talent. But Hikaru overcame his weaknesses, which is impressive, given his background. Because I think his stepdad has a terrible kind of a little bit of a shallow approach to the game, which he was his first coach, of course, or only coach, I don't know. I never thought that Hikaru would be strong, given Sunil was kind of dubious. Alright, what do I do? Takes 95? No, I can't. What am I supposed to do here? E5? Okay. We'll do E5. I don't know. This is weird. You can do like an Esserman. I did that once in a Sozin. Esserman sack, 96. Yeah. Fancy chess syndrome. Your bad chess habits, your awesome endgame technique comes from Blitz. Hikaru would be the first one to admit that the most important skills in Blitz are tactics and endgame. Tactics and endgame technique. To be a great Blitz player, that's what you need. You gotta finish the games. You gotta be good at endgames. You gotta have very good endgame technique to be a top Blitz player. I mean, there are some rare examples of people who just like mate people in 20 moves every game, but I mean, that's Not easy to do. If you want to finish the games quickly, you need excellent endgame technique to finish them off. Okay, so what are we doing? Night. B4. Yeah. I can't sit around, without playing B4. We got to get you off of D5. I don't like this big pawn space he has there, but I probably had something better earlier. I think my position's okay, though. It looks like it's okay. He can only do so much with this. Snyder's of Hanover. I don't know where that came from. I'm thinking pretzels. His position is a pretzel. I have D5 at some point. Oh my god, man. Oh my god, man. What a beautiful move. Oh no. Oh no. I'm a knight of natural. Yeah, this is easier said than done. Fuck. Alright. Well, I have this. Even Arsenal fan is unsure. What the hell is going on here, man? Oh my god. What am I doing? You have that and other scary shit. But there was also Rook D1. I was pretty terrified of that, to be honest. This reminds me a little bit of yesterday's Caro Chronics. Caro Chronics. Oh no. F6. What the hell is going on here? No. I know about that. What? I am confused. Arsenal fan is coming back. Dude. Holy moly. I'm lost. He's a fucking genius. He is a fucking genius. It's crazy what a genius he is. Alright, was I lost or was I lost? Here's the question. Yes, I was lost. I was pretty much lost. But it was a good game until move 20, it looks like. It was close until move 20, then he was winning. And we both made a lot of blunders. Yeah, I mean, look at his mistakes and my mistakes. All of our mistakes are between like move 15 and move 30. No, it was a kind of a cool position until this point. Yeah, where's the opening theory, huh? There's no games where this has ever happened. Crazy. Oh shit. Bro, Arsenal fan. No way. You played the epic. It's the line. It's the Emery Tate Udassin game from Chicago 1997. I was there. Oh my god. That was Tate's favorite game of all time. Tate was a huge fan of Elimirovic, you know. But so this was his biggest win, or at least his favorite win. He would always brag about it. But I'm trying to think. 1997 Chicago Open would have been, no, U.S. Masters. My bad. It was the U.S. Masters. I won a prize in that tournament for the top under 2400 player. And Tate was bragging and showing his game against Udassin to everybody. But it looks like this is really not a good line for white. It's not really quite correct. So what did Udassin do? He did what I did. Oh, so Emery played something crazy, no? Bishop d5? Yeah. Smoke and mirrors. Smoke and mirrors. Yeah, it's smoke and mirrors. Typical Tate, though. You know, it was Chicago 97. And that was right before I came to Budapest. A few months later in October, I came and played my first IM tournaments here in 97. Yeah, I would have no recollection of what that game was. What opening? I mean, I knew it was an open Sicilian. But yeah, it doesn't look like Bishop d5 is the right move. It's just Tate being Tate, you know, trying to do crazy shit to confuse his opponent, and it worked. Udassin here reacted with Bishop b7, and the engine doesn't like that. Immediately, black. There's like later games. Look, Brian Smith played it in 2004. ED5, you should accept the sacrifice. Kovacevic has a game from 2017. Wow, this is pretty recent. So Udassin didn't want to go into the craziness against Tate. But Kovacevic just takes, knight c6, queen b6, e takes d5 check, knight e5. So white can play f4 now and win his piece back. But it's crazy because black has the answer f4, b4, and that didn't happen. Really, really weird. Anyway. No, I think what you did was interesting. I mean, f4. Why not? That looks like a good move. I think f4 is more sound than Tate's bishop d5. See, this is like strategic based. Tate is tactical. He's doing this like very direct, you know, calculated sort of gambit, sacrifice, you know, playing like Trump in Iran or something. f4 is more positional. You're playing the pawns the way they're supposed to be played, you know. In a Sozin, you're supposed to play for f4, f5. I thought it was a good move. And my bishop b7 is apparently too slow. I should have played b4. Now, obviously, you could sack a piece. But you're not threatening anything. You know, I can just go here now. Udassin would be right. So, you should play knight a4. And this is what I expected. But that was better than what I did. What I did, I think you're better. After f5, e5, I was uncomfortable. Knight f3, knight takes b3. I thought about other stuff, but knight takes b3, let's say, a takes b. This is good for you, but okay. I looked at knight b6, and I thought, like, well, what does that do? I was actually afraid of bishop e3, where you can knock him out. Mama said knock you out. So I thought that b4 was better. But here's what we missed before we move on to the next game. What we both missed was that your best move is knight d5. This is surprising. You know, it looks like, wow, okay, what's the big deal? But you have a space advantage. You have a space advantage. Trash compactor. This. Jeez. Phew. So, if bishop e7, you could always sack a pawn or something like f6, right? You can also just take my pawn on a6. You're better. Interesting game, dude. Interesting game. All right. I got a challenge here from Chatu, Elmadam, Giachaki. We're just going to take a few more challenges, then I got to go. I can do a couple more games. That was an interesting game. Emery, Richie. No, but we see the stylistic difference. We're seeing the stylistic difference between Emery Tate and an Arsenal fan. Alright guys, I'm ready. I'm sorry, I had to message one of my upcoming lessons. So, Chatu, 5,000 games. But you see the stylistic difference between you and Emery Tate. You're Joe Biden, and he's Donald Trump. No, I'm just kidding. You're more like Obama, and he's Donald Trump. I mean, f4 is a natural strategic plan. Bishop d5, it's like you're trying to scare the opponent with a missile strike and shit. You know, there's no plan behind it. It's just like a scare tactic, you know. That's what scare tactic is by definition. It's a tactic. It's a concrete operation with no long-term plan. Really, that's the difference between tactics and strategy. Strategic plan is linked to a long-term. There's a long-term plan. We're not just invading Iran with no plan at all, you know. Tate did all kinds of crazy shit. He was lucky against Yudasin in that game. He would never admit it. He was always exaggerating and shit. Oh my god, I played the most brilliant game of all time. Pascal. I crushed Yudasin. Yeah, but I like f4. But you know, the question is, theoretically, can you really try to play the Velimirovich against the Najdorf? Can you force the Velimirovich against the Najdorf? And I always didn't think so, but you know, Tate's trying to do that. He was a huge fan of the Serbian. If you look at his games, Emery played the Velimirovich all the time. Definitely played against me in Blitz. Tal, you know, all those tactical guys would have inspired him. But he was unsound. He was an unsound player. The grandmasters laughed at him, you know. They used to make fun of him. He was a genius in a lot of ways, but he was also flawed. Very flawed. Right, no, I mean, it's certainly playable. But at the top levels, you don't see many games where people are trying to do that. What's this guy's deal? What is your deal? Why are you so crazy? Check. No. Okay, so my opponent is like a psychopath, as there are no shortage of psychopaths. Bishop e5 check, not a big deal. Pawn takes pawn. is also not necessarily a big deal. And probably that's my answer. But we do have to consider e6, huh? The heck is going on after e6? e6. Bishop takes d6. Pawn takes d5. e6, pawn takes d6. Pawn takes d5. Speaking of Emery Tate. Alright, I mean, let's see. Just, I'm saying, like, I could play knight f6 here, but let's go for it, alright? He just sacks a piece. Alright. Yeah. Yep. Check out this guy's ratings. He's 2400 bullet, 2100 in rapid, and then lower in blitz, and then lower in rapid. Rapid's almost always like 200 points higher than blitz. He's 200 points lower in rapid. What's that about? ADD. Indignant on playing beautifully. Some people like just want to play chess for the gallery. I appreciate the aesthetic side of the game, but I have too much effort I've put into taking chess seriously to make that my priority. Here we have king f8, but I think that's a major concession. So, why not play bishop d7? Forcing move syndrome. Guys, we're going to play a couple more games, and I got to go in about 20 minutes. Alright, take with the queen or take with the knight? Knight develops a piece. He has some weird moves like c6, but I don't think it's a problem. I think this is unsound. There's an important aspect to this line that we didn't discuss, but might still come up. I never faced anything like this in my life. Okay, I don't normally play the queen b6 line. But white's supposed to play what is white supposed to play? Takes, I think, is the main line. Takes on c5. This is the point. If I don't have that move, like, white's whole attack might be sound. But, I mean, after bishop f6, it's hard to believe that what he's done here is objectively correct. Yeah, it's scary. But not really enough, I would think. Like, if it was a computer, maybe it would find perfect moves enough that, I mean, it would eventually make a mistake. What does the computer play now? So I'm castling. Castling any, right? Sacking the exchange back is a very realistic possibility here. For the d5 pawn, yeah. I don't know if there's some maybe tactical problem with it. I have a funny shot, bishop takes e4. Well, we're just gonna sack this back. I'm up a piece at the moment. Now, which way do you recapture? Queen takes. Or not. Knight takes is possible as well. Bishop takes d4. If I take with a knight, king b1. What's the material? I have bishop and knight for rook and pawn, which is like +1 for black, objectively. Dragon bishop. This knight on d5 is really good. Bishop on g7 is really good. This guy's kind of crazy good for his blitz and rapid ratings. I was winning, but he's fast. Very fast. Alright, Giachi. It was a strong draw, but he was quick and resourceful. He was lost a lot of times, but I just kept failing to find the killer move. Which is what happens when you don't have time. It looks like I missed 3 or 4 knockouts. Every time I was close to like putting him away, I just didn't see the winning move. We'll have to look at it later. Don't know what I'm doing. I'm just making this up. Knight takes. Gia-Shock is pretty crazy. Gia-Shock. Crazy, ridiculous, insane style. Too fast. Rook takes c6 earlier. No, I was never in trouble. Looked like I was never really worse in that game. Wow. (2011). He's also got the higher blitz rating than the rapid. Look at his score. He has a draw against me in 30 games. Wow. Yeah, this guy's, he's really psycho. Super psycho. But doesn't use his time. What's the point in playing 5-3 like it's a 1-0 game? I don't understand. You know, somebody enlighten me. Like, why is it good to give a master 5-1 time odds, Giashaki? How is that a good strategy? Someone needs to enlighten me how giving time odds to the stronger player is a good idea. You're giving me time odds. You have 1 minute for the game and I have 5. And you're 400, 500 points lower. That's not a good bargain. I get the best deals. Pawn takes? Maybe. Why not? He doesn't willingly, knowingly give me 5-1 time odds, but he does this, I guess, every game, so. He doesn't care if you're a master or you're 1300. He uses 1 minute for the whole game, no matter what. No matter what the time control is. He seems like he got stronger since last time. Let me guess. Oh, I can do that too. Yeah, this is stronger than we've ever seen him before. Almost sound, I would say. But now the shit hits the fan. Splat. What are you going to do about that? My break is more powerful than your break. Now you're going to show me what you got. I got this. And this. And you got this and this, but mine is faster. It's like the same as King's Indian. Now you're using your time, but it's too late. Don't wait till you have a lost position to start thinking, you know. That's important. Okay, so do you have a saving move here? Knight h5. It looks good. I also had knight e6, but this destroys a key component of his kingside. And I figure I take out this guy on g7. Rook f8 check. I also have bishop g5 now. Where's this queen go? Queen d7? Where did the queen go? Where did the green go? Why don't I just take the bishop on g4? Actually, I could have done that right away. Not clear if I'm winning. Knight takes g7, bishop takes e2. I'm better. I'm a lot better, but... Wow. Oh, rook takes f8 check. And then what? He brings his other rook. I take on g7. (29-1). I'm 29-1. The guy has 2 draws in 30 games against me. And you're just gonna do that? He had to play bishop takes e2, I think. This way he just loses the exchange without a fight. Oof, queen f4 check. That's a bad move. He played 47 bullet games yesterday. 38 the day before that. He's got rapid games. Rapid games, May 26, 8 losses. Dude, forget the bullet chess, man. You need to stop playing bullet chess. It's just bad for you. No one listens to me. They don't listen. How can you play rapid chess after you played 36 bullet games? That's got to be hard to do. It is late. Where's the easiest win? Rook f6, 95. That's a pain. There's got to be a mate here around here somewhere. Uh-huh. Oh, he forked me. I do have one last challenge from Schumacher. Schumacher, just for you, last game. You had Queen D7. Oh, I know. I wanted to beat him. Queen D7, Rook D7, King H5, Rook C7, King takes... I give him the outside pawn. He missed mate in one. I give him the outside pawn. Let's see if what the best move was, theoretically. Oh, I found it. Yeah. See, take your time, you find the best move. Okay, Queen E4 was the same. Same idea. I'm going to play Queen F4 check. So Queen E4 was technically best. Queen D7. Queen D7. See, he has this Queen D7, King Rook takes, King H5, Rook takes, C7, King takes H4. I'm winning, but like something could go wrong, right? Like if I'm lazy, maybe this pawn starts coming down or something. All right, Schumacher is gone. Schumacher, you're the only player that's left. If you're not here, you were winning. The game is already analyzed. Winning. No, you weren't winning. You weren't winning. You were never winning. I was winning for move 30. Winning. You were slightly better, not winning. That's a bad word. Don't say that word. Winning is different from being better. Winning, when you say I was winning, it means I had a winning position. You never had a winning position. You were better. Okay. You were seriously better at one point. Yeah, I knew it. I knew you had bishop takes e2, right? Oh, rook f2. I missed that. So rook f8 was a really bad move by me, but I couldn't find the move here. What? By the way, what about knight takes h5? Was that another mistake? No, it is the best move. It was hard to decide between that and knight e6. Knight takes h5, queen e7. And now I should have just taken on g7 directly. But I didn't know what was going on after bishop e2. I'm not a betting material here. I'm only slightly better. I'm not winning either. So I wasn't really satisfied. Anyway, Schumacher, nice to see you last... Oh, he's gone again. Schumacher, what are you doing? Schumacher. What are you doing? Oh, no. No GHS, no. Just Schumacher. Last chance, going once. Last challenge, going once. Just Schumacher. Going once, going twice. Shoemaker. I suspect he has like bad internet or something. Maybe he's on the train. I mean, Serbian internet on the train. Going once. Schumacher. Last challenge. Going twice. Going 3 times. Alright, guys. I think he's got internet problems. Let's refresh the page once more. There he is. There was something, now it's gone. Jesus. It's this train internet. Once again, going once. Schumacher. Going twice. Hey. Mr. Coffee. Where's Acerbate? Send him a new iPad. Alright, guys. Do we have a challenge? There it is. Now there may be an issue with him making moves. If this continues, we're going to have to cancel the game. I'm down to my last 10 minutes here. We had trouble even getting the game started. Now he's not moving. So this pretty solid chance he's got issues. I don't know. It's green. How's his internet? Can we see? Doesn't it normally show like how good your connection is somehow? Didn't it used to show that? Why? It's solid green. Alright, I don't know, man. I don't think he's here. Maybe I need to refresh. I don't think he's here. This doesn't look good. Alright, man. We'll play you later when there's more time and you've got a good connection. I don't think we're going to get a game here. I will see you guys later. Thanks for watching. See you later, Mr. Coffee. Take care, guys. Enjoy. Bye-bye.